Good morning, all of you. I welcome you all for today's lecture. It is a continuation of our previous lecture. In the previous two lectures, we have discussed about the manual muscle testing. In this lecture, we will discuss about the grading of the manual muscle testing. So let's begin and see how it happens and how do we grade the muscles. So we will take the topic in a sequence wise manner. We will see first of all that the revision of the lecture or the uh, revision of the previous lecture and what we are going to discuss in this lecture. We will look forward to it, the main headings, then objective of this lecture, that why we are doing it and what is our objective of delivering this lecture. Then we will give and I will give you the introduction of the topic. Then there is an explanatory video here in the slides. You will see a video on muscle gradings of manual muscle testing, how the grading is being done. You will see. Then in the next slide of the summary, we will conclude our whole lecture in a particular summary slide. Then there are questions, practice questions, that what question arises after this lecture with what we have seen. So we will see and we will begin this topic, that grading of manual muscle testing. So if we look forward in the we are going to discuss about the gradings of the manual muscle testing. How do we grade when we analyze or evaluate the muscles? If we check the power of the muscle, that whether it is weaker or stronger, we have to grade that muscle from 0 to 5, or different scales are there that are used for the grading of the muscle. So we will see how do we grade the muscle, how do we do the grading. So we will see the main grading system of the manual muscle testing. In the previous lecture, we have done or discussed about the manual muscles testing, the purposes, the uses, and the definitions. So let us begin with this grading techniques. So the objective of our this lecture is that the students are able to understand about the grades of the manual muscle testings. Then they will be able to understand the principle of the manual muscle testing, that what on which principle the manual muscle testing is being established. So if we look forward, the manual muscle testing is basically a procedure for evaluation of the strength of individual muscle. In basic terms, if we see that manual muscle testing is used to assess the strength of muscles, individual muscles or the group muscles. We have discussed in the previous lecture that what happen if we compare the individual versus group muscles. Then, based upon the effective performance of a movement in relation to force of gravity or the manual resistance through the available range of motion. So, manual muscle testing is again a very important tool for the motor assessment, and it is performed in the examination, medical examination, to see the status of the muscles, particular muscles. Principles of MMT, manual muscle test. If we look forward about the principles of the manual muscle testing, what we see there is positioning, stabilization, then demonstration, application of the grades, that which scale you are going to use for the grading technique, application of the resistance, checking of the normal strength, objectivity, and documentation or record maintaining. All these are the principles of the manual muscle test. So let us discuss one by one. First of all, we will see position. So what happened in position? Patient position. So patient is positioned, elimination of the gravity is there, means against gravity the patient is in position, and it depends upon the testing of which particular group of muscle you are going to check. Do not change patient position repeatedly. The patient should be as free as possible from discomfort or pain for the duration of each test. It may be necessary to allow some patients to move or to be positioned differently between tests. Then patient position should be carefully organized so that the position changes in a test sequence are minimized. The patient's position must permit adequate stabilization of the parts being tested by virtue of body weight or with the help provided by the examiner. Joint position, the joint position is also not changed, but it will change depending upon the conditions. Next thing is joint position, and it is also changed depend upon their performance. The distal part of the joint is moved. Then we place the joint in anti-gravity position for testing for grade 3. We can place the joint in a horizontal position for testing grade 4. So this is how we arrange or adjust the joint position for the assessment. Then comes stabilization. What happens in stabilization? We have to stabilize ourselves during the performing anti-gravity positions. The hand placement of the therapist is important. At which part you are placing the hand, proximal or distal end will be defined. Then proximal hand should be present at the origin of the muscle, and proximal joint giving the stabilization. Distal hand should be distally offering resistance or assistance depend upon the performance. You can see in this picture that how the therapist is stabilizing the hip joint and just providing the resistance at the calf area so that he can test the muscle of the hamstring or the calf muscles. Then comes demonstration. It includes demonstrate the desired movement. Therapists demonstrate the application of the movement or performance to the patient. Then application of the grades. Always start the grade with 3. If you start to examine the muscle power first, you should test the grade 3. Isolate or isolation of the muscle could be tested also. Then application of the resistance. Resistance is applied slowly and gradually, increasing or decreasing manual resistance, increasing length of weight arm, applying presence of opposite to the line of pull for grade 4 and 5. Then apply the force distally. It varies between the persons. Use long lever to apply resistance whenever is possible. Checking for the normal strength, the therapist to check the strength of the muscle normal side first, then objectivity, the therapist ability to palpate and observe the tendon or the muscle response in very weak muscles. Then documentation, examiners complete testing documentation of record first. This will help for the next step of treatment application and help for the checking improvement of the treatment. So indications of manual muscle testing or MMT. The indications are lower motor neuron disease, then some other neurological disease, neuromuscular diseases such as multiple sclerosis, muscular dystrophy, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, myasthenia gravis, GB syndrome, and other musculoskeletal disorders. In all these conditions, we have to do the manual muscle testing. Then contraindications of the MMT. Contraindications are cerebral palsy, cardiovascular disease, dislocated or unhealed fractures, myositis ossifications, Parkinson's, pain, inflammation or inflammatory joint diseases, severe cardiac and respiratory diseases, subluxation of the joint, hemophilia and osteoporosis. All these are the contraindications in which we do not have to perform the MMT. These are the contraindicated conditions for manual muscle testing. Precautions what we have to take when we are doing the manual muscle testings are we should consider the contraindications. We should see that if the person whose MMT is being done is not being contraindicated for the MMT. We do not harm the patient. We have to be gentle when we are testing the muscle. Then we respect the pain. If a patient is saying that I'm having pain in this particular movement, we should not emphasize to do that. Then examiner know the available range of motion, follow the principle of procedure, take care of patient comfort, record accurately, maintain the record. Extra care should be taken when you are giving the resisted exercises. Abdominal surgery or hernia should be taken in care. Newly united fractures should be taken in care, bony ankylosis, hematoma. If the patient take muscle relaxers or pain medications, then also we should consider that. Prolonged immobilization is also one of the precautions. And extra care must be taken where the resisted movements might aggravate the condition. So what are the conditions? patient with history of risk of having cardiovascular problems, abdominal surgery or herniation of abdominal wall to avoid stress on the abdominal wall, fatigue, exacerbation on the patient condition, patient with extremely debilitally, for example, malnutrition, malignancy and severe COPD patients. Limitation of MMT, manual muscle testing. Upper motor neuron lesions in a spastic patient, they have poor control from higher centers. Thus, it's better to go for voluntary control assessment rather than manual muscle testing. Restricted range of motion due to transcranial Doppler. Transcranial Doppler can give faulty interpretation about manual muscle testing. Thus, in case, always mention about manual muscle testing within the available range along with grades. Then presence of pain and swelling. Pain and swelling can increase intra-articular tension, causing irritation of the joint and can affect the MMT result. Thus, in case, always mention about presence of pain along with grades. So let us summarize quickly that what we have studied in this whole lecture. We have studied about the concept of manual muscle testing, then principles of the manual muscle testing like stabilization, and then indications of the manual muscle testing, contraindications and precautions which have to be taken during the manual muscle testing. So what question arises in our mind while studying whole lecture? The question arises is what is MMT? So MMT is manual muscle testing, which is a examination procedure or diagnostic tool which is being done to see the status of the muscle, that how much extent the muscle is functioning or how much strong the muscle is or weak the muscle is. Then principle of the manual muscle testing. The principle involves proximal positioning of the patient, stabilization of the joint, then movements, resistance, all these are the principles of the manual muscle testing. Then we have studied what are the indications of the MMT. If we discuss the indications, so indications are all the muscular diseases or all those diseases in which we have to assess the patient's muscle strength. Then contraindications of MMT, Parkinson's, then cardiac severe COPD patients, all these are contraindicated for the manual muscle testing. Precautions are we have to take precaution for the abdominal and hernia surgeries. We have to take care for the pediatric patients, and so we have to take care for the pain. We have to know the actual range of motion of the patient, so we have to do it all by the precautions.